Hello, welcome to Life Skills from Sanskrit. I'm Jigar. Today we are going to look at a couplet that talks about the importance of being careful. No matter what we do, we want to make sure that we are doing the right thing before we do it. So, without wasting any time, let's just jump into it. Drashtiputam nyaset padam, vastraputam pibed jalam, shastraputam vadet vakyam, manahputam samachare. Let me repeat that. Drashtiputam nyaset padam, vastraputam pibed jalam, shastraputam vadadvyakyam, manahputam samachare. What we are going to do is we're going to divide this couplet into two bits and then look at them individually. So let's have a look at the first one. Drashtiputam nyaset padam, vastraputam pibed jalam. So the first bit tells us that Drashtiputam nyaset padam. So before we take any steps, we want to make sure that the path is clear. We want to make sure that everything is clear. So basically what it tells us is that before we take any steps, we want to make sure that the path that we are taking is clear and there are not many obstacles. And if there are, we want to make sure before we take the step so we can prepare ourselves. So first bit that tells us to make sure that the path is clear, and if not, we are ready to make sure that the hurdles are taken care of before we start jumping into anything. Second bit says, Vastraputam pibed jalam. It literally means that before you drink your water, you want to filter it using a cloth. But basically what they're trying to say is whatever you drink or eat, you want to make sure it's pure and it's clear. Again, it's good for our health. We want to make sure that whatever goes into our body is definitely clear and pure. And if we haven't filtered it, we shouldn't be eating it. So we have to be careful with what we eat. Now, let's have a look at the second bit. Shastraputam vadedvyakyam manahputam samachare. Shastraputam vadedvyakyam. Now again, over here, the couplet is telling us that we need to make sure that we are careful before we speak, and we shouldn't be just throwing out opinions and facts without checking them. Shastraputam vadedvyakyam. That means you need to make sure that whatever you're saying, it actually comes from a reliable and actually a very knowledgeable source. And if you're not sure, you shouldn't be talking about that particular topic or the issue, because you know what happens when you start spreading fake news or rumors. It's just not a good idea. So again, we need to be careful before we speak, because we want to make sure that whatever information we are giving out is correct and reliable, and it comes from a reliable source. And the last one it says is manahputam samachare. Samachare, that means whatever actions, whatever you're going to do in your life, you want to think before you act. Manahputam, that means whatever action you're going to take, you're going to make sure that they're not hasty, you're not being quick, you're not just being irrational, because what you want to do is manahputam samachare. That means think about it, make sure the consequences of what you're going to do. Once you're well aware, then you want to do what you've thought about. So whatever actions you do must be thought upon for quite a while, and make sure what the consequences will be. And if you're not sure, just don't do it. So basically this couplet tells us that we need to be careful about four things. Or if you look at it in the broader sense, whatever we do, we just want to make sure that we are careful, we have thoughtfully considered all the things and all the aspects before we do anything, whether it's taking a new path, or drinking, or eating, or speaking, or putting anything into action. So let's have a look at the couplet again. Drashtiputam nyaset padam, vastraputam pibed jalam, shastraputam vadedvyakyam, manahputam samachare. My take on this couplet is, one should take a step after making sure their path is clear. Drink water that is filtered, make sure they have the knowledge before they speak, and take actions after thinking carefully. Thank you for joining me today. Stay positive, stay tuned.